Hello everyone! In this video, we'll guide you through practical, real-life sentences that you can use in daily conversations. Whether you're a beginner or looking to brush up on your skills, these sentences will help you communicate with confidence. Let's get started and take your English to the next level. I hope you can come to the party this weekend. I hope you can come to the party this weekend. Come with me and I'll show you the way. Come with me and I'll show you the way. She asked him to come inside and have some tea. She asked him to come inside and have some tea. The idea didn't come to me until much later. The idea didn't come to me until much later. Please come home early. We need to talk. Please come home early. We need to talk. When did you come up with that brilliant idea? When did you come up with that brilliant idea? I can't wait to see what the future will bring, as the best is yet to come. I can't wait to see what the future will bring, as the best is yet to come. Come closer so you can hear what I'm saying. Come closer so you can hear what I'm saying. He will come to regret that decision. He will come to regret that decision. The rain started to come down harder as we walked. The rain started to come down harder as we walked. Come on, let's get this over with. Come on, let's get this over with. I knew this day would come eventually. I knew this day would come eventually. Please come prepared for the meeting tomorrow. Please come prepared for the meeting tomorrow. When you come to a fork in the road, choose wisely. When you come to a fork in the road, choose wisely. Will you come back to visit us soon? Will you come back to visit us soon? The memories come flooding back whenever I see that place. The memories come flooding back whenever I see that place. She told her dog to come here. She told her dog to come here. Can you come up with a solution by the end of the day? Can you come up with a solution by the end of the day? I've come to realise how important this is to you. I've come to realise how important this is to you. The opportunity to travel has finally come. The opportunity to travel has finally come. I'll come over after work to help you out. I'll come over after work to help you out. You have to come see this amazing view. You have to come see this amazing view. He didn't come to class today, and I wonder why. He didn't come to class today, and I wonder why. The flowers will come into bloom in early spring. The flowers will come into bloom in early spring. The moment you've been waiting for has finally come. The moment you've been waiting for has finally come. I plan to go for a run early tomorrow morning. I plan to go for a run early tomorrow morning. She asked if we could go to the beach this weekend. She asked if we could go to the beach this weekend. Let's go out for dinner tonight to celebrate. Let's go out for dinner tonight to celebrate. He had to go back to the office to pick up his keys. He had to go back to the office to pick up his keys. I can't wait to go on holiday next month. I can't wait to go on holiday next month. She told him to go straight home after school. She told him to go straight home after school. We should go see that new movie everyone is talking about. We should go see that new movie everyone is talking about. He decided to go on a road trip across the country. He decided to go on a road trip across the country. The kids were excited to go to the amusement park. The kids were excited to go to the amusement park. Don't go to bed too late. You have an early start. Don't go to bed too late. You have an early start. She likes to go hiking in the mountains on weekends. She likes to go hiking in the mountains on weekends. I need to go grocery shopping after work. I need to go grocery shopping after work. They will go ahead with the project despite the challenges. They will go ahead with the project despite the challenges. He had to go through a lot to achieve his dream. He had to go through a lot to achieve his dream. I would love to go back to that beautiful city someday. I would love to go back to that beautiful city someday. Can you go over these documents before the meeting? Can you go over these documents before the meeting? They planned to go fishing at the lake on Saturday. They planned to go fishing at the lake on Saturday. She wanted to go somewhere quiet to clear her mind. She wanted to go somewhere quiet to clear her mind. The lights will go off at midnight, so be prepared. The lights will go off at midnight, so be prepared. He decided to go with the blue shirt instead of the red one. He decided to go with the blue shirt instead of the red one. Let's go explore that new cafe down the street. Let's go explore that new cafe down the street. She had to go to the doctor for a checkup. She had to go to the doctor for a checkup. The meeting will go on as scheduled despite the weather. The meeting will go on as scheduled despite the weather. I don't want to go anywhere until this storm passes. I don't want to go anywhere until this storm passes. He encouraged her to go after her dreams without hesitation. He encouraged her to go after her dreams without hesitation. I don't know if I'll be able to attend the event tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be able to attend the event tomorrow. Do you know where I can find a good coffee shop around here? Do you know where I can find a good coffee shop around here? I know how much you love chocolate, so I bought you some. I know how much you love chocolate, so I bought you some. They know the best route to avoid traffic during rush hour. They know the best route to avoid traffic during rush hour. I didn't know you were so interested in photography. I didn't know you were so interested in photography. Do you know when the movie starts? Do you know when the movie starts? She wants to know more about the job before accepting the offer. She wants to know more about the job before accepting the offer. I know that feeling all too well. I know that feeling all too well. We know the importance of staying hydrated during exercise. We know the importance of staying hydrated during exercise. He doesn't know how to swim, so he stays in the shallow end. He doesn't know how to swim, so he stays in the shallow end. You know that I'm always here for you. You know that I'm always here for you. I know this might be difficult to hear, but you need to listen. I know this might be difficult to hear, but you need to listen. They know the area like the back of their hand. They know the area like the back of their hand. Do you know the answer to question 5? Do you know the answer to question 5? I know that you've been working hard and it's paying off. I know that you've been working hard and it's paying off. She doesn't know what to wear to the party tonight. She doesn't know what to wear to the party tonight. I know we haven't spoken in a while, but I still care about you. I know we haven't spoken in a while, but I still care about you. You should know better than to leave your keys in the car. You should know better than to leave your keys in the car. I know he's going through a tough time right now. I know he's going through a tough time right now. Do you know how to make this dish? Do you know how to make this dish? I know it's not easy, but you have to keep going. I know it's not easy, but you have to keep going. We all know the rules, so let's stick to them. We all know the rules, so let's stick to them. I know she can handle the responsibility. I know she can handle the responsibility. Do you know why the meeting was cancelled? Do you know why the meeting was cancelled? I know it's late, but can we talk for a minute? I know it's late, but can we talk for a minute? Take a look at this beautiful painting I found. Take a look at this beautiful painting I found. She asked him to look after her plants while she was away. She asked him to look after her plants while she was away. You should look both ways before crossing the street. You should look both ways before crossing the street. He tried to look confident during the presentation. He tried to look confident during the presentation. I need to look up that word in the dictionary. I need to look up that word in the dictionary. They look forward to their holiday every year. They look forward to their holiday every year. Don't just look at the surface. dig deeper. Don't just look at the surface, dig deeper. She gave him a look that said everything. She gave him a look that said everything. Look at how much you've grown in the past year. Look at how much you've grown in the past year. He had to look for his keys for nearly an hour. He had to look for his keys for nearly an hour. Look closely and you might find the hidden message. Look closely and you might find the hidden message. They always look out for each other in difficult times. They always look out for each other in difficult times. I look up to my older sister for her wisdom. I look up to my older sister for her wisdom. The house began to look old and worn down. The house began to look old and worn down. Please look into this issue as soon as possible. Please look into this issue as soon as possible. She couldn't help but look back at her childhood with nostalgia. She couldn't help but look back at her childhood with nostalgia. He didn't want to look foolish in front of his friends. He didn't want to look foolish in front of his friends. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on this matter. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on this matter. She asked him to look over the contract before signing it. She asked him to look over the contract before signing it. Look at how the stars shine so brightly tonight. Look at how the stars shine so brightly tonight. He wanted to look his best for the job interview. He wanted to look his best for the job interview. She couldn't bring herself to look away from the breathtaking view. She couldn't bring herself to look away from the breathtaking view. I will look for a new job after the holidays. I will look for a new job after the holidays. He tried to look happy, but his eyes told a different story. He tried to look happy, but his eyes told a different story. Don't look down. Keep your head held high. Don't look down. Keep your head held high. I always try to use time wisely during the day. I always try to use time wisely during the day. She asked if she could use my phone to make a quick call. She asked if she could use my phone to make a quick call. Do you know how to use this software properly? Do you know how to use this software properly? We should use less plastic to help the environment. We should use less plastic to help the environment. He learned how to use the new machine at work. He learned how to use the new machine at work. Please use caution when handling these chemicals. Please use caution when handling these chemicals. I need to use the bathroom before we leave. I need to use the bathroom before we leave. She decided to use her savings to buy a new car. She decided to use her savings to buy a new car. Can you use your influence to help me get the job? Can you use your influence to help me get the job? He didn't want to use his connections to get ahead. He didn't want to use his connections to get ahead. The teacher showed us how to use the calculator efficiently. The teacher showed us how to use the calculator efficiently. You should use sunscreen to protect your skin from the sun. You should use sunscreen to protect your skin from the sun. I plan to use my days off to relax at home. I plan to use my days off to relax at home. She was taught how to use chopsticks at a young age. She was taught how to use chopsticks at a young age. We can use this old table for our craft projects. We can use this old table for our craft projects. Please use this opportunity to learn something new. Please use this opportunity to learn something new. He offered to let me use his tools for the project. He offered to let me use his tools for the project. You need to use your imagination to solve this puzzle. You need to use your imagination to solve this puzzle. I will use the remaining time to review my notes. I will use the remaining time to review my notes. She tried to use her charm to get out of trouble. She tried to use her charm to get out of trouble. We should use public transportation more often. We should use public transportation more often. Can you use a more polite tone when speaking? Can you use a more polite tone when speaking? They decided to use the extra funds for charity. They decided to use the extra funds for charity. I'm going to use the new recipe for tonight's dinner. I'm going to use the new recipe for tonight's dinner. He tried to use logic to explain his reasoning. He tried to use logic to explain his reasoning. She may arrive later than expected due to traffic. She may arrive later than expected due to traffic. You may find the answer in the back of the book. You may find the answer in the back of the book. It may rain tomorrow, so bring an umbrella. It may rain tomorrow, so bring an umbrella. He may not agree with your decision, but he will respect it. He may not agree with your decision, but he will respect it. You may need to revise your report before submitting it. You may need to revise your report before submitting it. They may have taken a different route to avoid the construction. They may have taken a different route to avoid the construction. The results may surprise you when you see them. The results may surprise you when you see them. She may be the best candidate for the job. She may be the best candidate for the job. This new policy may improve employee satisfaction. This new policy may improve employee satisfaction. The symptoms may vary from person to person. The symptoms may vary from person to person. You may encounter some difficulties along the way. You may encounter some difficulties along the way. He may have forgotten to call you back. He may have forgotten to call you back. There may be an alternative solution to this problem. There may be an alternative solution to this problem. She may not understand the gravity of the situation. She may not understand the gravity of the situation. The meeting may last longer than we planned. The meeting may last longer than we planned. You may want to check your email for updates. You may want to check your email for updates. He may have already left the building. He may have already left the building. This software may require an update to work properly. This software may require an update to work properly. She may join us for the movie later. She may join us for the movie later. The teacher may give us a quiz tomorrow. The teacher may give us a quiz tomorrow. He may not have enough time to finish the project. He may not have enough time to finish the project. You may borrow my car if you need to run errands. You may borrow my car if you need to run errands. There may be a way to solve this issue without conflict. There may be a way to solve this issue without conflict. She may have been the last person to see him. She may have been the last person to see him. You may want to reconsider your approach. You may want to reconsider your approach. He may need some help with his homework. He may need some help with his homework. There may be more to this story than we know. There may be more to this story than we know. She may call you once she arrives. She may call you once she arrives. You may find the instructions confusing at first. You may find the instructions confusing at first. He may have misplaced his keys again. He may have misplaced his keys again. The proposal may need further revision. The proposal may need further revision. You may bring a friend to the event. You may bring a friend to the event. She may have a different opinion on the matter. She may have a different opinion on the matter. He may be the one who left the door open. He may be the one who left the door open. This medicine may cause drowsiness. This medicine may cause drowsiness. You may want to double-check your calculations. You may want to double-check your calculations. She may be at the library studying for her exam. She may be at the library studying for her exam. He may not be available for the meeting. He may not be available for the meeting. There may be a better way to explain this concept. There may be a better way to explain this concept. You may need to provide more information. You may need to provide more information. She may be working late tonight. She may be working late tonight. He may not recognize you after all these years. He may not recognize you after all these years. The package may arrive sooner than expected. The package may arrive sooner than expected. You may discover something new in the data. You may discover something new in the data. She may ask for assistance with her project. She may ask for assistance with her project. He may be interested in joining our team. He may be interested in joining our team. The instructions may have been unclear. The instructions may have been unclear. You may need to wait a few minutes. You may need to wait a few minutes. She may choose a different path for her career. She may choose a different path for her career. He may find the task challenging but rewarding. He may find the task challenging but rewarding. She might come to the party if she finishes her work early. She might come to the party if she finishes her work early. He might have left his keys at the office. He might have left his keys at the office. The weather might turn bad later, so take a jacket. The weather might turn bad later, so take a jacket. We might go to the beach this weekend. We might go to the beach this weekend. You might find this book interesting. You might find this book interesting. She might be the best person for the job. She might be the best person for the job. He might have already seen the movie. He might have already seen the movie. There might be a delay in the delivery. There might be a delay in the delivery. I might need your help with this project. I might need your help with this project. They might not agree with our decision. They might not agree with our decision. The meeting might run longer than expected. The meeting might run longer than expected. You might want to double-check your work. You might want to double-check your work. She might not remember our last conversation. She might not remember our last conversation. He might be able to fix the problem. He might be able to fix the problem. There might be another way to solve this. There might be another way to solve this. We might see them at the concert. We might see them at the concert. You might like the new restaurant in town. You might like the new restaurant in town. She might call you later tonight. She might call you later tonight. He might not have heard the news yet. He might not have heard the news yet. There might be some leftover pizza in the fridge. There might be some leftover pizza in the fridge. You might enjoy this class more than you think. You might enjoy this class more than you think. They might not be coming to the event. They might not be coming to the event. The shop might be closed by now. The shop might be closed by now. She might be interested in your proposal. She might be interested in your proposal. He might have taken the wrong train. He might have taken the wrong train. There might be a chance to win a prize. There might be a chance to win a prize. You might want to bring an umbrella just in case. You might want to bring an umbrella just in case. She might have misunderstood the instructions. She might have misunderstood the instructions. He might need some time to think about it. He might need some time to think about it. We might be able to finish the project ahead of schedule. We might be able to finish the project ahead of schedule. You might have left your bag in the car. You might have left your bag in the car. They might visit us during the holidays. They might visit us during the holidays. The answer might be in the back of the book. The answer might be in the back of the book. She might have been at the meeting yesterday. She might have been at the meeting yesterday. He might like the new video game. He might like the new video game. There might be a problem with the software. There might be a problem with the software. You might not have received the email. You might not have received the email. She might have gone to the gym after work. She might have gone to the gym after work. He might want to join us for dinner. He might want to join us for dinner. We might get a bonus this year. We might get a bonus this year. You might find this article helpful. You might find this article helpful. They might need more time to decide. They might need more time to decide. The train might be delayed due to bad weather. The train might be delayed due to bad weather. She might not have seen your message yet. She might not have seen your message yet. He might be working on the report right now. He might be working on the report right now. We might have to reschedule the meeting. We might have to reschedule the meeting. You might want to try restarting your computer. You might want to try restarting your computer. She might have a solution to the problem. She might have a solution to the problem. He might not be feeling well today. He might not be feeling well today. There might be more to the story than we know. There might be more to the story than we know. You must finish your homework before going out. You must finish your homework before going out. She must have left her phone at home. She must have left her phone at home. They must follow the rules at all times. They must follow the rules at all times. We must arrive on time for the meeting. We must arrive on time for the meeting. He must apologize for his behavior. He must apologize for his behavior. The students must bring their own materials. The students must bring their own materials. You must see this movie. It's amazing. You must see this movie. It's amazing. She must be very tired after such a long day. She must be very tired after such a long day. They must wear helmets while riding bikes. They must wear helmets while riding bikes. We must consider all the options before deciding. We must consider all the options before deciding. He must practice every day to improve. He must practice every day to improve. You must read this book. It's a classic. You must read this book. It's a classic. She must be at least 18 years old to vote. She must be at least 18 years old to vote. They must have forgotten about the appointment. They must have forgotten about the appointment. We must take care of the environment. We must take care of the environment. He must be the one who left the door open. He must be the one who left the door open. You must try the dessert. It's delicious. You must try the dessert. It's delicious. She must be feeling much better now. She must be feeling much better now. They must complete the project by next week. They must complete the project by next week. We must adhere to the guidelines provided. We must adhere to the guidelines provided. He must have known about the surprise party. He must have known about the surprise party. You must submit the report by Friday. You must submit the report by Friday. She must be the new manager everyone is talking about. She must be the new manager everyone is talking about. They must be really excited about their trip. They must be really excited about their trip. We must work together to solve this issue. We must work together to solve this issue. He must have left early to avoid traffic. He must have left early to avoid traffic. You must keep this information confidential. You must keep this information confidential. She must have studied a lot to pass the exam. She must have studied a lot to pass the exam. They must sign the contract before proceeding. They must sign the contract before proceeding. We must find a way to reduce costs. We must find a way to reduce costs. He must take his medication every day. He must take his medication every day. You must check out the new cafe in the city. You must check out the new cafe in the city. She must be really proud of her accomplishments. She must be really proud of her accomplishments. They must have misunderstood the instructions. They must have misunderstood the instructions. We must ensure that everyone is safe. We must ensure that everyone is safe. He must have a valid reason for being late. He must have a valid reason for being late. You must wear a seat belt at all times. You must wear a seatbelt at all times. She must be very happy with the results. She must be very happy with the results. They must complete the training before starting the job. They must complete the training before starting the job. We must not forget to send the invitation. We must not forget to send the invitation. He must be joking about the whole thing. He must be joking about the whole thing. You must pay the bill by the end of the month. You must pay the bill by the end of the month. She must take a break. She's been working too hard. She must take a break. She's been working too hard. They must have seen the announcement by now. They must have seen the announcement by now. We must stay focused to meet our goals. We must stay focused to meet our goals. He must be quite talented to perform like that. He must be quite talented to perform like that. You must visit the museum while you're in town. You must visit the museum while you're in town. She must have a lot of patience to deal with that. She must have a lot of patience to deal with that. They must attend the mandatory meeting tomorrow. They must attend the mandatory meeting tomorrow. We must not let this opportunity pass us by. We must not let this opportunity pass us by. I need to get to the airport by 6 a.m. I need to get to the airport by 6 a.m. Can you get me a glass of water, please? Can you get me a glass of water, please? He always knows how to get out of tricky situations. He always knows how to get out of tricky situations. Did you get the email I sent you yesterday? Did you get the email I sent you yesterday? I'm trying to get better at playing the guitar. I'm trying to get better at playing the guitar. We should get together for coffee sometime. We should get together for coffee sometime. It's hard to get over the loss of a loved one. It's hard to get over the loss of a loved one. Where did you get that beautiful dress? Where did you get that beautiful dress? I can't wait to get home and relax. I can't wait to get home and relax. The kids get so excited when it's time for dessert. The kids get so excited when it's time for dessert. He needs to get a new job. He's not happy there anymore. He needs to get a new job. He's not happy there anymore. We need to get this project done by the end of the week. We need to get this project done by the end of the week. She'll get upset if you don't call her back. She'll get upset if you don't call her back. How do I get to the nearest subway station? How do I get to the nearest subway station? I'm trying to get into shape before the summer. I'm trying to get into shape before the summer. Let's get going before it starts to rain. Let's get going before it starts to rain. He didn't get the joke at first. He didn't get the joke at first. I've got to get a birthday present for my sister. I've got to get a birthday present for my sister. Can you help me get this box off the shelf? Can you help me get this box off the shelf? The sooner we start, the sooner we'll get finished. The sooner we start, the sooner we'll get finished. I'll get back to you as soon as I have more information. I'll get back to you as soon as I have more information. We need to get more people involved in the project. We need to get more people involved in the project. I didn't get much sleep last night. I didn't get much sleep last night. She always finds a way to get what she wants. She always finds a way to get what she wants. You should get that cut looked at by a doctor. You should get that cut looked at by a doctor. Please give me a call when you arrive. Please give me a call when you arrive. I want to give you something special for your birthday. I want to give you something special for your birthday. She decided to give her old clothes to charity. She decided to give her old clothes to charity. Can you give me a hand with this heavy box? Can you give me a hand with this heavy box? They will give a presentation on the new project tomorrow. They will give a presentation on the new project tomorrow. He tried to give up smoking several times. He tried to give up smoking several times. I can't give you an answer right now. I need more time. I can't give you an answer right now. I need more time. The teacher will give us extra credit for participating. The teacher will give us extra credit for participating. She asked him to give her some space to think. She asked him to give her some space to think. I want to give this book a second chance. I might enjoy it now. I want to give this book a second chance. I might enjoy it now. Please give my regards to your family. Please give my regards to your family. We should give ourselves a break after working so hard. We should give ourselves a break after working so hard. I need to give this situation some serious thought. I need to give this situation some serious thought. Can you give me directions to the nearest petrol station? Can you give me directions to the nearest petrol station? He decided to give the job his best effort. He decided to give the job his best effort. She offered to give me a ride to the airport. She offered to give me a ride to the airport. They will give the winner a trophy at the ceremony. They will give the winner a trophy at the ceremony. He didn't give up even when things got tough. He didn't give up even when things got tough. I want to give back to the community that supported me. I want to give back to the community that supported me. Please give me your honest opinion on this matter. Please give me your honest opinion on this matter. She will give her speech at the conference next week. She will give her speech at the conference next week. I don't want to give you false hope, but there's a chance. I don't want to give you false hope, but there's a chance. He asked her to give him a second chance. He asked her to give him a second chance. Can you give me some time to think it over? Can you give me some time to think it over? I decided to give meditation a try to reduce stress. I decided to give meditation a try to reduce stress. I have always wanted to learn how to play the guitar. I have always wanted to learn how to play the guitar. Do you have any plans for the weekend? Do you have any plans for the weekend? They have been working on this project for months. They have been working on this project for months. We have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow morning. We have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow morning. She doesn't have any siblings, so she often feels lonely. She doesn't have any siblings, so she often feels lonely. You have to try this new restaurant in town. You have to try this new restaurant in town. He must have forgotten to set his alarm. He must have forgotten to set his alarm. I have never seen such a beautiful sunset before. I have never seen such a beautiful sunset before. We have been friends since childhood. We have been friends since childhood. Does he have the documents ready for the presentation? Does he have the documents ready for the presentation? I have been practicing yoga every day to improve my flexibility. I have been practicing yoga every day to improve my flexibility. They have decided to move to a different city next year. They have decided to move to a different city next year. We have a surprise planned for your birthday. We have a surprise planned for your birthday. The kids have finished their homework and are ready to play. The kids have finished their homework and are ready to play. I have some questions about the assignment. I have some questions about the assignment. Do you have enough time to finish the report? Do you have enough time to finish the report? She seems to have lost her keys again. She seems to have lost her keys again. We have been waiting for the bus for almost an hour. We have been waiting for the bus for almost an hour. He should have called you by now. He should have called you by now. I have a strong feeling that everything will work out. I have a strong feeling that everything will work out. They have a beautiful garden full of flowers. They have a beautiful garden full of flowers. I don't have any cash on me right now. I don't have any cash on me right now. We have to leave early to avoid traffic. We have to leave early to avoid traffic. She might have misunderstood the instructions. She might have misunderstood the instructions. They have a lovely tradition of family dinners every Sunday. They have a lovely tradition of family dinners every Sunday. Please take your time with the decision. There's no rush. Please take your time with the decision. There's no rush. I always take a walk in the park after dinner. I always take a walk in the park after dinner. Can you take the rubbish out when you leave? Can you take the rubbish out when you leave? She decided to take a break from social media for a while. She decided to take a break from social media for a while. Take my advice and don't go there at night. Take my advice and don't go there at night. I will take care of everything while you're away. I will take care of everything while you're away. It will take about an hour to finish this project. It will take about an hour to finish this project. Let's take a moment to appreciate this view. Let's take a moment to appreciate this view. You should take an umbrella with you. It looks like rain. You should take an umbrella with you. It looks like rain. He offered to take me to the airport early in the morning. He offered to take me to the airport early in the morning. Don't forget to take your medication before bed. Don't forget to take your medication before bed. She decided to take on a new challenge at work. She decided to take on a new challenge at work. It can take years to master a new language. It can take years to master a new language. Take this opportunity to learn something new. Take this opportunity to learn something new. They need to take a different approach to solve the problem. They need to take a different approach to solve the problem. Take a deep breath and relax. Everything will be fine. Take a deep breath and relax. Everything will be fine. I can't take the noise anymore. It's driving me crazy. I can't take the noise anymore. It's driving me crazy. Do you take sugar in your coffee? Do you take sugar in your coffee? We need to take responsibility for our actions. We need to take responsibility for our actions. The teacher will take attendance at the beginning of class. The teacher will take attendance at the beginning of class. He asked her to take a picture of the sunset. He asked her to take a picture of the sunset. Take a left turn at the next junction. Take a left turn at the next junction. She had to take a detour due to road construction. She had to take a detour due to road construction. Can you take care of the kids while I run errands? Can you take care of the kids while I run errands? Take a seat and I'll be with you shortly. Take a seat and I'll be with you shortly. I want to travel the world someday. I want to travel the world someday. She doesn't want to miss the concert tonight. She doesn't want to miss the concert tonight. Do you want to join us for dinner? Do you want to join us for dinner? I want you to be honest with me. I want you to be honest with me. They want to buy a house in the countryside. They want to buy a house in the countryside. I just want some time alone to think. I just want some time alone to think. What do you want to do this weekend? What do you want to do this weekend? I want to help you with your project. I want to help you with your project. He doesn't want to go to work today. He doesn't want to go to work today. Do you want more coffee before we leave? Do you want more coffee before we leave? They want to make a difference in their community. They want to make a difference in their community. I want to thank everyone for their support. I want to thank everyone for their support. I want to understand why this happened. I want to understand why this happened. What do you want for your birthday this year? What do you want for your birthday this year? I don't want to be late for the meeting. I don't want to be late for the meeting. They want to start a business together. They want to start a business together. I want to apologize for my mistake. I want to apologize for my mistake. Do you want to come with me to the shop? Do you want to come with me to the shop? I want you to know that I care. I want you to know that I care. I want to explore new places and experience different cultures. I want to explore new places and experience different cultures. I want you to be honest about how you feel. I want you to be honest about how you feel. We want to make sure everyone is included in the plan. We want to make sure everyone is included in the plan. I want to finish this book before the weekend. I want to finish this book before the weekend. I want to hear your thoughts on the proposal. I want to hear your thoughts on the proposal. They want to renovate their house before moving in. They want to renovate their house before moving in. Could you please pass the salt? Could you please pass the salt? I could help you with your homework if you need it. I could help you with your homework if you need it. She could have been more careful. She could have been more careful. Could we meet tomorrow to discuss the project? Could we meet tomorrow to discuss the project? You could see the mountains from the window. You could see the mountains from the window. Could you tell me where the nearest bank is? Could you tell me where the nearest bank is? I could hear the birds singing this morning. I could hear the birds singing this morning. We could go to the park if it stops raining. We could go to the park if it stops raining. Could you lend me a pencil? Could you lend me a pencil? They could arrive at any moment. They could arrive at any moment. He could play the guitar very well. He could play the guitar very well. Could you close the door on your way out? Could you close the door on your way out? She could have joined us for dinner. She could have joined us for dinner. Could this be the right address? Could this be the right address? He could run faster than anyone else. He could run faster than anyone else. Could you help me find my keys? Could you help me find my keys? I could stay here forever. I could stay here forever. Could you speak a bit louder, please? Could you speak a bit louder, please? We could finish the project by Friday. We could finish the project by Friday. Could you recommend a good restaurant? Could you recommend a good restaurant? He could swim across the lake. He could swim across the lake. Could you explain that concept again? Could you explain that concept again? I could see her point of view. I could see her point of view. Could you wait here for a moment? Could you wait here for a moment? They could have taken a different route. They could have taken a different route. Could this be the reason for the delay? Could this be the reason for the delay? She could easily win the competition. She could easily win the competition. Could we have the bill, please? Could we have the bill, please? He could have been more polite. He could have been more polite. Could you fix this for me? Could you fix this for me? We could organise a surprise party. We could organise a surprise party. Could you write that down? Could you write that down? She could bake a delicious cake. She could bake a delicious cake. Could I borrow your phone? Could I borrow your phone? They could have made a mistake. They could have made a mistake. Could you open the window? Could you open the window? I could do that if I had more time. I could do that if I had more time. Could you send me the document? Could you send me the document? He could travel around the world. He could travel around the world. Could we take a short break? Could we take a short break? She could tell he was lying. She could tell he was lying. Could you give me a ride home? Could you give me a ride home. We could improve our service. We could improve our service. Could you remind me later? Could you remind me later? He could not believe his eyes. He could not believe his eyes. Could you clarify that for me? Could you clarify that for me? She could sing beautifully. She could sing beautifully. Could this be the solution we need? Could this be the solution we need? I could never forget this moment. I could never forget this moment. Could you help me with this task? Could you help me with this task? You should drink more water. You should drink more water. He should apologize for his mistake. He should apologize for his mistake. She should call her parents more often. She should call her parents more often. We should leave early to avoid traffic. We should leave early to avoid traffic. You should see a doctor about that cough. You should see a doctor about that cough. He should have been more careful. He should have been more careful. Should we invite them to the party? Should we invite them to the party? You should try the new restaurant in the city. You should try the new restaurant in the city. They should be here by now. They should be here by now. She should wear a coat. It's cold outside. She should wear a coat. It's cold outside. We should focus on our main priorities. We should focus on our main priorities. You should take a break. You look tired. You should take a break. You look tired. He should finish his homework before playing games. He should finish his homework before playing games. Should I bring anything to the meeting? Should I bring anything to the meeting? You should read this book. It's amazing. You should read this book. It's amazing. She should practice more before the performance. She should practice more before the performance. We should reconsider our options. We should reconsider our options. We should try to be more understanding of others' perspectives. We should try to be more understanding of others' perspectives. You should visit the museum while you're in town. You should visit the museum while you're in town. He should have studied harder for the exam. He should have studied harder for the exam. Should we ask for directions? Should we ask for directions? You should tell her how you feel. You should tell her how you feel. They should arrive by noon. They should arrive by noon. She should have received the package by now. She should have received the package by now. We should start the presentation soon. We should start the presentation soon. You should update your software regularly. You should update your software regularly. He should listen to his parents' advice. He should listen to his parents' advice. Should I wait here or inside? Should I wait here or inside? You should join us for dinner. You should join us for dinner. She should avoid eating too much sugar. She should avoid eating too much sugar. We should plan a trip together. We should plan a trip together. Should we notify the authorities? Should we notify the authorities? You should learn to drive. You should learn to drive. He should apologize for being late. He should apologize for being late. Should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go? You should get some rest. You should get some rest. They should have informed us earlier. They should have informed us earlier. She should focus on her studies. She should focus on her studies. We should respect each other's opinions. We should respect each other's opinions. Should I turn off the lights? Should I turn off the lights? You should consider his offer. You should consider his offer. He should have been more patient. He should have been more patient. Should we take the shortcut? Should we take the shortcut? You should always tell the truth. You should always tell the truth. She should be more careful with her words. She should be more careful with her words. We should support each other. We should support each other. Should I bring an umbrella? Should I bring an umbrella? You should watch this movie. You should watch this movie. He should take responsibility for his actions. He should take responsibility for his actions. We should stay in touch. We should stay in touch. Would you like some tea? Would you like some tea? I would love to visit Paris someday. I would love to visit Paris someday. She would often walk to the park in the evenings. She would often walk to the park in the evenings. Would you mind closing the window? Would you mind closing the window? He would always help me with my homework. He would always help me with my homework. Would it be possible to change our meeting time? Would it be possible to change our meeting time? They would go camping every summer. They would go camping every summer. Would you like to join us for dinner? Would you like to join us for dinner? I would appreciate your help. I would appreciate your help. She would never lie to her friends. She would never lie to her friends. Would you prefer coffee or tea? Would you prefer coffee or tea? He would sing in the shower every morning. He would sing in the shower every morning. Would you please pass the salt? Would you please pass the salt? I would recommend the chicken dish. I would recommend the chicken dish. They would travel to exotic locations. They would travel to exotic locations. Would you be able to finish this by tomorrow? Would you be able to finish this by tomorrow? She would laugh at his jokes. She would laugh at his jokes. Would it be okay if I called you later? Would it be okay if I called you later? He would do anything for his family. He would do anything for his family. Would you believe it if I told you? Would you believe it if I told you? I would not have guessed that. I would not have guessed that. She would like to thank everyone for coming. She would like to thank everyone for coming. Would you consider moving to another city? Would you consider moving to another city? They would often visit their grandparents. They would often visit their grandparents. Would you care for some dessert? Would you care for some dessert? He would rather stay at home. He would rather stay at home. Would it help if I explained it again? Would it help if I explained it again? I would never hurt you. I would never hurt you. She would like to speak with the manager. She would like to speak with the manager. Would you mind if I opened the window? Would you mind if I opened the window? They would play tennis every weekend. They would play tennis every weekend. Would you be interested in this opportunity? Would you be interested in this opportunity? He would call his mother every Sunday. He would call his mother every Sunday. Would you like to see a movie? Would you like to see a movie? I would appreciate it if you could send me the details. I would appreciate it if you could send me the details. She would often read before bed. She would often read before bed. Would you help me with this project? Would you help me with this project? He would drive me to school every day. He would drive me to school every day. Would it be all right if I arrived late? Would it be all right if I arrived late? I would like to apologize for the inconvenience. I would like to apologize for the inconvenience. She would smile whenever she saw him. She would smile whenever she saw him. Would you agree with that statement? Would you agree with that statement? They would celebrate their anniversary each year. They would celebrate their anniversary each year. Would you come with me to the shop? Would you come with me to the shop? He would prefer to stay anonymous. He would prefer to stay anonymous. Would it be okay if I borrowed your car? Would it be okay if I borrowed your car? I would like to make a speech. I would like to make a speech. She would never forget his kindness. She would never forget his kindness. Would you be so kind as to assist me? Would you be so kind as to assist me? They would always remember their first date. They would always remember their first date.
I've had a busy day at work. I've had a busy day at work. I've got a dentist appointment tomorrow. I've got a dentist appointment tomorrow. I've made a reservation for 2 at the Italian restaurant. I've made a reservation for 2 at the Italian restaurant. I've just received an exciting job offer. I've just received an exciting job offer. I've always wanted to visit Paris. I've always wanted to visit Paris. I've never tried sushi before. I've never tried sushi before. I've just finished reading a fascinating book. I've just finished reading a fascinating book. I've been working on this project for months. I've been working on this project for months. I've heard great things about that restaurant. I've heard great things about that restaurant. I've already seen that movie twice. I've already seen that movie twice. I've decided to take up yoga to improve my flexibility. I've decided to take up yoga to improve my flexibility. I've met your sister and she's really nice. I've met your sister and she's really nice. I've been feeling a bit under the weather lately. I've been feeling a bit under the weather lately. I've always had a passion for photography. I've always had a passion for photography. I've been to New York City once and I loved it. I've been to New York City once and I loved it. I've lost my keys again. It's so frustrating. I've lost my keys again. It's so frustrating. I've been trying to learn a new language. I've been trying to learn a new language. I've never been to a music festival, but I'd love to go. I've never been to a music festival, but I'd love to go. I've been meaning to call you all week. I've been meaning to call you all week. I've already taken care of the bills. I've already taken care of the bills. I've seen that show and it's hilarious. I've seen that show and it's hilarious. I've been practicing the piano every day. I've been practicing the piano every day. I've been saving up for a holiday. I've been saving up for a holiday. I've noticed some changes in my neighbourhood recently. I've noticed some changes in my neighbourhood recently. I've been thinking about redecorating my living room. I've been thinking about redecorating my living room. I've just enrolled in a cooking class. I've just enrolled in a cooking class. I've been having trouble sleeping lately. I've been having trouble sleeping lately. I've borrowed your pen. I hope you don't mind. I've borrowed your pen. I hope you don't mind. I've experienced some incredible moments while travelling. I've experienced some incredible moments while travelling. I've decided to adopt a healthier lifestyle. I've decided to adopt a healthier lifestyle. They've just moved into a new apartment. They've just moved into a new apartment. They've been dating for over a year now. They've been dating for over a year now. They've always been supportive of my goals. They've always been supportive of my goals. They've decided to go on holiday to Hawaii. They've decided to go on holiday to Hawaii. They've started a new business together. They've started a new business together. They've told me about their travel plans. They've told me about their travel plans. They've won the championship 3 times in a row. They've won the championship 3 times in a row. They've been working on this project tirelessly. They've been working on this project tirelessly. They've adopted a rescue dog from the shelter. They've adopted a rescue dog from the shelter. They've invited us to their gender reveal party. They've invited us to their gender reveal party. They've mentioned that they're going to the concert tomorrow. They've mentioned that they're going to the concert tomorrow. They've struggled with this problem for a long time. They've struggled with this problem for a long time. They've finally resolved their differences. They've finally resolved their differences. They've completed all the required coursework. They've completed all the required coursework. They've asked for our assistance with the event. They've asked for our assistance with the event. They've grown so much since I last saw them. They've grown so much since I last saw them. They've experienced many ups and downs in their relationship. They've experienced many ups and downs in their relationship. They've decided to sell their old car. They've decided to sell their old car. They've saved up enough money for a down payment on a house. They've saved up enough money for a down payment on a house. They've been practicing for the big performance. They've been practicing for the big performance. They've been taking care of their elderly parents. They've been taking care of their elderly parents. They've expressed interest in joining our team. They've expressed interest in joining our team. They've just had a beautiful baby girl. They've just had a beautiful baby girl. They've been renovating their kitchen. They've been renovating their kitchen. They've won numerous awards for their work. They've won numerous awards for their work. They've been making improvements to their garden. They've been making improvements to their garden. They've encountered some challenges in their business. They've encountered some challenges in their business. They've shared their favourite recipe with me. They've shared their favourite recipe with me. They've been discussing their future plans. They've been discussing their future plans. They've donated to many charitable organisations. They've donated to many charitable organisations. We've known each other since school. We've known each other since school. We've been working on this project for months. We've been working on this project for months. We've decided to take a road trip this summer. We've decided to take a road trip this summer. We've just moved to a new city. We've just moved to a new city. We've been trying to save money for a holiday. We've been trying to save money for a holiday. We've completed all the required paperwork. We've completed all the required paperwork. We've experienced many challenges along the way. We've experienced many challenges along the way. We've made some amazing memories together. We've made some amazing memories together. We've decided to adopt a healthier lifestyle. We've decided to adopt a healthier lifestyle. We've been looking for a new apartment. We've been looking for a new apartment. We've been discussing our plans for the weekend. We've been discussing our plans for the weekend. We've learnt a lot from our mistakes. We've learnt a lot from our mistakes. We've visited that museum before and it's fantastic. We've visited that museum before and it's fantastic. We've been thinking about starting a family. We've been thinking about starting a family. We've been practicing for the upcoming competition. We've been practicing for the upcoming competition. We've been talking about going camping this summer. We've been talking about going camping this summer. We've saved up enough money to buy a car. We've saved up enough money to buy a car. We've been exploring different career options. We've been exploring different career options. We've been trying to improve our communication. We've been trying to improve our communication. We've made reservations at our favourite restaurant. We've made reservations at our favourite restaurant. We've been watching a lot of documentaries lately. We've been watching a lot of documentaries lately. We've volunteered at the local animal shelter. We've volunteered at the local animal shelter. We've decided to redecorate our living room. We've decided to redecorate our living room. We've just celebrated our 5th wedding anniversary. We've just celebrated our 5th wedding anniversary. We've enjoyed every moment of this journey. We've enjoyed every moment of this journey. We've been attending gym classes together. We've been attending gym classes together. We've discussed the importance of teamwork. We've discussed the importance of teamwork. We've encountered some unexpected obstacles. We've encountered some unexpected obstacles. We've shared our dreams and aspirations. We've shared our dreams and aspirations. We've been supporting each other through thick and thin. We've been supporting each other through thick and thin. Who've you invited to the party this weekend? Who've you invited to the party this weekend? Who've you been talking to on the phone for so long? Who've you been talking to on the phone for so long? Who've you met that speaks multiple languages fluently? Who've you met that speaks multiple languages fluently? Who've you heard is the best candidate for the job? Who've you heard is the best candidate for the job? Who've you seen at the park recently? Who've you seen at the park recently? Who've you been hanging out with lately? Who've you been hanging out with lately? Who've you chosen as your travel companions for the trip? Who've you chosen as your travel companions for the trip? Who've you noticed has been working late at the office? Who've you noticed has been working late at the office? Who've you been asking for advice on this matter? Who've you been asking for advice on this matter? Who've you heard has the most experience in this field? Who've you heard has the most experience in this field? Who've you been chatting with online? Who've you been chatting with online? Who've you spoken to about your plans for the future? Who've you spoken to about your plans for the future? Who've you recommended for the position? Who've you recommended for the position? Who've you discovered has a talent for cooking? Who've you discovered has a talent for cooking? Who've you been relying on for support during tough times? Who've you been relying on for support during tough times? Who've you consulted regarding your health concern? Who've you consulted regarding your health concern? Who've you learned has a knack for solving problems? Who've you learned has a knack for solving problems? Who have you observed has a great sense of fashion? Who have you observed has a great sense of fashion? Who have you been in touch with from your old school? Who have you been in touch with from your old school? Who have you read about that has achieved significant success? Who have you read about that has achieved significant success? Who have you witnessed helping out in the community? Who have you witnessed helping out in the community? Who have you heard has a fantastic collection of books? Who have you heard has a fantastic collection of books? Who have you connected with through social media recently? Who have you connected with through social media recently? Who have you debated with about current events? Who have you debated with about current events? Who have you listened to for advice on parenting? Who have you listened to for advice on parenting? Who have you asked for recommendations on good movies? Who have you asked for recommendations on good movies? Who have you collaborated with on this important project? Who have you collaborated with on this important project? Who have you congratulated on their recent accomplishments? Who have you congratulated on their recent accomplishments? Who have you sought for guidance on your career path? Who have you sought for guidance on your career path? Who have you come across that has a unique perspective on life? Who have you come across that has a unique perspective on life? You've been working really hard lately. You've been working really hard lately. You've received a package in the mail today. You've received a package in the mail today. You've got a great sense of humour. You've got a great sense of humour. You've made a wise decision by investing in stocks. You've made a wise decision by investing in stocks. You've just won the lottery. You've just won the lottery. You've reached your daily step goal. You've reached your daily step goal. You've completed all the tasks on your to-do list. You've completed all the tasks on your to-do list. You've learned a valuable lesson from that experience. You've learned a valuable lesson from that experience. You've been a wonderful friend to me. You've been a wonderful friend to me. You've impressed everyone with your presentation. You've impressed everyone with your presentation. You've been looking forward to this holiday for months. You've been looking forward to this holiday for months. You've gained a lot of knowledge from reading books. You've gained a lot of knowledge from reading books. You've chosen the perfect outfit for the occasion. You've chosen the perfect outfit for the occasion. You've made a significant contribution to the team. You've made a significant contribution to the team. You've been practicing your guitar skills diligently. You've been practicing your guitar skills diligently. You've got a lot of potential in your career. You've got a lot of potential in your career. You've decided to pursue your passion for painting. You've decided to pursue your passion for painting. You've been taking good care of your health. You've been taking good care of your health. You've been talking about this trip for ages. You've been talking about this trip for ages. You've been making an effort to be more environmentally friendly. You've been making an effort to be more environmentally friendly. You've lent me a helping hand when I needed it. You've lent me a helping hand when I needed it. You've discovered a hidden talent for cooking. You've discovered a hidden talent for cooking. You've shown great leadership in the company. You've shown great leadership in the company. You've been volunteering at the local shelter. You've been volunteering at the local shelter. You've been listening attentively during our conversations. You've been listening attentively during our conversations. You've been taking the time to appreciate life's small joys. You've been taking the time to appreciate life's small joys. You've been practicing mindfulness and meditation. You've been practicing mindfulness and meditation. You've overcome many challenges in your career. You've overcome many challenges in your career. You've been sharing your knowledge with others. You've been sharing your knowledge with others. You've inspired me to pursue my dreams. You've inspired me to pursue my dreams. I'll be at the meeting on time. I'll be at the meeting on time. I'll be ready for our morning walk. I'll be ready for our morning walk. I'll be sure to call you later. I'll be sure to call you later. I'll be in the office until 5 p.m. I'll be in the office until 5 p.m. I'll be happy to help with that. I'll be happy to help with that. I'll be taking a short break. I'll be taking a short break. I'll be right back. I need to grab my jacket. I'll be right back. I need to grab my jacket. I'll be right there to support you. I'll be right there to support you. I'll be at the gym all morning. I'll be at the gym all morning. I'll be careful when driving in the rain. I'll be careful when driving in the rain. I'll be out of town next week. I'll be out of town next week. I'll be attending the conference. I'll be attending the conference. I'll be working from home tomorrow. I'll be working from home tomorrow. I'll be watching the game tonight. I'll be watching the game tonight. I'll be picking up groceries after work. I'll be picking up groceries after work. I'll be on holiday next month. I'll be on holiday next month. I'll be sure to bring my umbrella. I'll be sure to bring my umbrella. I'll be wearing a suit for the interview. I'll be wearing a suit for the interview. I'll be studying for my exams this weekend. I'll be studying for my exams this weekend. I'll be spending the evening with friends. I'll be spending the evening with friends. I'll be voting in the upcoming election. I'll be voting in the upcoming election. I'll be enjoying some quiet time. I'll be enjoying some quiet time. I'll be taking a day off to relax. I'll be taking a day off to relax. I'll be celebrating my birthday next Saturday. I'll be celebrating my birthday next Saturday. I'll be volunteering at the local shelter. I'll be volunteering at the local shelter. I'll be baking cookies for the party. I'll be baking cookies for the party. I'll be at the airport to pick you up. I'll be at the airport to pick you up. I'll be home by dinner. I'll be home by dinner. I'll be having lunch with my colleagues. I'll be having lunch with my colleagues. I'll be attending a wedding this weekend. I'll be attending a wedding this weekend. I'll be visiting my family for the holidays. I'll be visiting my family for the holidays. I'll be meeting a client for coffee. I'll be meeting a client for coffee. I'll be doing some gardening this afternoon. I'll be doing some gardening this afternoon. I'll be staying late to finish this project. I'll be staying late to finish this project. I'll be starting a new job next month. I'll be starting a new job next month. I'll be watching the sunset at the beach. I'll be watching the sunset at the beach. I'll be taking my dog for a walk. I'll be taking my dog for a walk. I'll be making dinner tonight. I'll be making dinner tonight. I'll be reading a new book this evening. I'll be reading a new book this evening. I'll be helping my neighbour with their move. I'll be helping my neighbour with their move. I'll be going to the doctor for a checkup. I'll be going to the doctor for a checkup. I'll be getting my car serviced on Saturday. I'll be getting my car serviced on Saturday. I'll be attending a yoga class in the morning. I'll be attending a yoga class in the morning. I'll be listening to music while I work. I'll be listening to music while I work. I'll be watching a documentary on Netflix. I'll be watching a documentary on Netflix. I'll be cheering for my favourite team. I'll be cheering for my favourite team. I'll be exploring a new hiking trail. I'll be exploring a new hiking trail. I'll be taking a day trip to the countryside. I'll be taking a day trip to the countryside. I'll be having a picnic in the park. I'll be having a picnic in the park. I'll be practicing my guitar skills tonight. I'll be practicing my guitar skills tonight. I'll do the dishes after dinner. I'll do the dishes after dinner. I'll do my best on the test tomorrow. I'll do my best on the test tomorrow. I'll do a load of laundry today. I'll do a load of laundry today. I'll do some grocery shopping this afternoon. I'll do some grocery shopping this afternoon. I'll do the cooking for tonight's meal. I'll do the cooking for tonight's meal. I'll do my daily workout at the gym. I'll do my daily workout at the gym. I'll do the vacuuming and cleaning this weekend. I'll do the vacuuming and cleaning this weekend. I'll do the gardening on Saturday. I'll do the gardening on Saturday. I'll do the presentation for our team. I'll do the presentation for our team. I'll do the budgeting for our expenses. I'll do the budgeting for our expenses. I'll do the online research for the project. I'll do the online research for the project. I'll do the driving for our road trip. I'll do the driving for our road trip. I'll do the repairs around the house. I'll do the repairs around the house. I'll do the shopping for office supplies. I'll do the shopping for office supplies. I'll do the paperwork for the application. I'll do the paperwork for the application. I'll do the painting in the living room. I'll do the painting in the living room. I'll do the maintenance on the car. I'll do the maintenance on the car. I'll do the organising of our files. I'll do the organising of our files. I'll do the cooking for the family gathering. I'll do the cooking for the family gathering. I'll do the washing to save time. I'll do the washing to save time. I'll do the coding for the software update. I'll do the coding for the software update. I'll do the scheduling for the appointments. I'll do the scheduling for the appointments. I'll do the cleaning of the garage. I'll do the cleaning of the garage. I'll do the ironing for our clothes. I'll do the ironing for our clothes. I'll do the baking for the school bake sale. I'll do the baking for the school bake sale. I'll do the mowing of the lawn. I'll do the mowing of the lawn. I'll do the grooming for our pets. I'll do the grooming for our pets. I'll do the research for our holiday plans. I'll do the research for our holiday plans. I'll do the repairs on the computer. I'll do the repairs on the computer. I'll do the writing for the report. I'll do the writing for the report. I'll do the decorating for the party. I'll do the decorating for the party. I'll do all the housework this weekend. I'll do all the housework this weekend. I'll do the babysitting for my niece. I'll do the babysitting for my niece. I'll do the painting of my bedroom. I'll do the painting of my bedroom. I'll do the bookkeeping for the business. I'll do the bookkeeping for the business. I'll do the snow shoveling this winter. I'll do the snow shoveling this winter. I'll do everything. Just sit back and relax. I'll do everything. Just sit back and relax. I'll do the packing for our trip. I'll do the packing for our trip. I'll do the training for the new employees. I'll do the training for the new employees. I'll do the weeding in the garden. I'll do the weeding in the garden. I'll do the invoicing for the clients. I'll do the invoicing for the clients. I'll do the scanning of important documents. I'll do the scanning of important documents. I'll do the planning for the party. I'll do the planning for the party. I'll do the updating of our website. I'll do the updating of our website. I'll do the maintenance on our bicycles. I'll do the maintenance on our bicycles. I'll do the tutoring for my neighbour's kids. I'll do the tutoring for my neighbour's kids. I'll do the alterations on my clothes. I'll do the alterations on my clothes. I'll do the preparation for the presentation. I'll do the preparation for the presentation. I'll do the photography for the event. I'll do the photography for the event. I'll do the cleaning of the swimming pool. I'll do the cleaning of the swimming pool. I'll get the mail from the mailbox. I'll get the mail from the mailbox. I'll get some fresh bread from the bakery. I'll get some fresh bread from the bakery. I'll get a coffee to start my day. I'll get a coffee to start my day. I'll get a new notebook for work. I'll get a new notebook for work. I'll get some groceries on my way home. I'll get some groceries on my way home. I'll get the laundry from the dryer. I'll get the laundry from the dryer. I'll get a salad for lunch. I'll get a salad for lunch. I'll get some rest after a long day. I'll get some rest after a long day. I'll get the car washed this weekend. I'll get the car washed this weekend. I'll get a refill for my water bottle. I'll get a refill for my water bottle. I'll get the paperwork sorted out. I'll get the paperwork sorted out. I'll get a haircut this afternoon. I'll get a haircut this afternoon. I'll get my phone charged while I'm here. I'll get my phone charged while I'm here. I'll get the kids from school. I'll get the kids from school. I'll get the ingredients for dinner. I'll get the ingredients for dinner. I'll get my laptop fixed soon. I'll get my laptop fixed soon. I'll get a new pair of shoes. I'll get a new pair of shoes. I'll get the house cleaned up. I'll get the house cleaned up. I'll get my jacket from the wardrobe. I'll get my jacket from the wardrobe. I'll get a gift for my friend's birthday. I'll get a gift for my friend's birthday. I'll get my prescription from the pharmacy. I'll get my prescription from the pharmacy. I'll get the plants watered. I'll get the plants watered. I'll get some exercise at the gym. I'll get some exercise at the gym. I'll get my car inspected. I'll get my car inspected. I'll get the TV remote from the table. I'll get the TV remote from the table. I'll get a ticket for the concert. I'll get a ticket for the concert. I'll get my glasses adjusted. I'll get my glasses adjusted. I'll get a snack from the kitchen. I'll get a snack from the kitchen. I'll get the bills paid on time. I'll get the bills paid on time. I'll get my passport renewed. I'll get my passport renewed. I'll get the appointment scheduled. I'll get the appointment scheduled. I'll get my hair washed before the party. I'll get my hair washed before the party. I'll get a book from the library. I'll get a book from the library. I'll get the rubbish taken out. I'll get the rubbish taken out. I'll get my computer updated. I'll get my computer updated. I'll get a new plant for the garden. I'll get a new plant for the garden. I'll get the cat's litter changed. I'll get the cat's litter changed. I'll get some fresh fruit from the market. I'll get some fresh fruit from the market. I'll get the directions to the event. I'll get the directions to the event. I'll get my shoes shined. I'll get my shoes shined. I'll get a blanket for the picnic. I'll get a blanket for the picnic. I'll get the TV tuned to our favourite channel. I'll get the TV tuned to our favourite channel. I'll get my camera ready for the trip. I'll get my camera ready for the trip. I'll get a pen for the meeting. I'll get a pen for the meeting. I'll get my bike repaired. I'll get my bike repaired. I'll get a map for our road trip. I'll get a map for our road trip. I'll get the alarm clock set. I'll get the alarm clock set. I'll get my jacket zipped up. I'll get my jacket zipped up. I'll get some ice for the drinks. I'll get some ice for the drinks. I'll get the music playlist ready. I'll get the music playlist ready. It doesn't matter what you wear to the party as long as you have fun. It doesn't matter what you wear to the party as long as you have fun. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that he's lying. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that he's lying. It doesn't seem fair that some people have to work harder than others just to make ends meet. It doesn't seem fair that some people have to work harder than others just to make ends meet. It doesn't make sense to spend so much money on something you don't really need. It doesn't make sense to spend so much money on something you don't really need. It doesn't look like it's going to rain today, so we can have our picnic as planned. It doesn't look like it's going to rain today, so we can have our picnic as planned. It doesn't matter how much money you have. True happiness comes from within. It doesn't matter how much money you have. True happiness comes from within. It doesn't matter what other people think of you. All that matters is what you think of yourself. It doesn't matter what other people think of you. All that matters is what you think of yourself. It doesn't sound like a good idea to go swimming in the river. The water is too cold. It doesn't sound like a good idea to go swimming in the river. The water is too cold. It doesn't hurt to ask for help when you need it. It doesn't hurt to ask for help when you need it. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes as long as you learn from them. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes as long as you learn from them. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. Everyone deserves to be treated with respect. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. Everyone deserves to be treated with respect. It doesn't look like anyone is home. Let's come back later. It doesn't look like anyone is home. Let's come back later. It doesn't matter how old you are. It's never too late to pursue your dreams. It doesn't matter how old you are. It's never too late to pursue your dreams. It doesn't seem like he's taking the project seriously. We need to talk to him about it. It doesn't seem like he's taking the project seriously. We need to talk to him about it. It doesn't matter how long it takes. We'll get there eventually. It doesn't matter how long it takes. We'll get there eventually. It doesn't make any sense to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect different results. It doesn't make any sense to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect different results. It doesn't matter what your job is as long as you enjoy it. It doesn't matter what your job is as long as you enjoy it. It doesn't seem like a good idea to eat that much junk food. It doesn't seem like a good idea to eat that much junk food. It doesn't matter if you don't have a lot of friends. It's quality over quantity. It doesn't matter if you don't have a lot of friends. It's quality over quantity. It doesn't look like anyone has been here in a while. Everything is covered in dust. It doesn't look like anyone has been here in a while. Everything is covered in dust. It doesn't matter if you're not the best. What matters is that you try your hardest. It doesn't matter if you're not the best. What matters is that you try your hardest. It doesn't seem like he's interested in what we're talking about. He keeps checking his phone. It doesn't seem like he's interested in what we're talking about. He keeps checking his phone. It doesn't matter if you don't have a lot of money. There are still plenty of things you can do for fun. It doesn't matter if you don't have a lot of money. There are still plenty of things you can do for fun. It doesn't look like the traffic is moving anytime soon. We might be stuck here for a while. It doesn't look like the traffic is moving anytime soon. We might be stuck here for a while. It doesn't matter if you don't know the answer. Asking questions is how you learn. It doesn't matter if you don't know the answer. Asking questions is how you learn. It doesn't seem like a good idea to go out in the rain without an umbrella. It doesn't seem like a good idea to go out in the rain without an umbrella. It doesn't feel like spring yet, even though it's supposed to be. It doesn't feel like spring yet, even though it's supposed to be. It doesn't matter if you don't have all the answers. Sometimes it's enough just to be there for someone. It doesn't matter if you don't have all the answers. Sometimes it's enough to just be there for someone. It doesn't look like the store is open yet. Let's come back later. It doesn't look like the store is open yet. Let's come back later. It doesn't matter what mistakes you've made in the past. What matters is what you do now. It doesn't matter what mistakes you've made in the past. What matters is what you do now. It doesn't seem like a good idea to eat sushi that's been sitting out all day. It doesn't seem like a good idea to eat sushi that's been sitting out all day. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. What matters is that you keep trying. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. What matters is that you keep trying. It doesn't look like he's coming back anytime soon. We might have to start the meeting without him. It doesn't look like he's coming back anytime soon. We might have to start the meeting without him. It doesn't matter if you're not perfect. No one is. It doesn't matter if you're not perfect. No one is. It doesn't seem like a good idea to leave your car unlocked in this neighbourhood. It doesn't seem like a good idea to leave your car unlocked in this neighbourhood. It doesn't matter if you don't have a lot of experience. Everyone has to start somewhere. It doesn't matter if you don't have a lot of experience. Everyone has to start somewhere. It doesn't look like we're going to make it to the airport on time. We might have to reschedule our flight. It doesn't look like we're going to make it to the airport on time. We might have to reschedule our flight. It doesn't take much to make someone's day brighter. It doesn't take much to make someone's day brighter. It doesn't seem like a good idea to stay up all night before an important exam. It doesn't seem like a good idea to stay up all night before an important exam. It doesn't look like the weather is going to improve anytime soon. We might have to cancel our outdoor plans. It doesn't look like the weather is going to improve anytime soon. We might have to cancel our outdoor plans. It couldn't have been him who stole the cookies. He was in the room the entire time. It couldn't have been him who stole the cookies. He was in the room the entire time. It couldn't be more obvious that she's lying. Her story keeps changing. It couldn't be more obvious that she's lying. Her story keeps changing. It couldn't hurt to try the new restaurant that has just opened. It couldn't hurt to try the new restaurant that has just opened. It couldn't have been easy for him to admit his mistake in front of everyone. It couldn't have been easy for him to admit his mistake in front of everyone. It couldn't have been a coincidence that they both showed up at the same time. It couldn't have been a coincidence that they both showed up at the same time. It couldn't be further from the truth to say that he's lazy. He works tirelessly every day. It couldn't be further from the truth to say that he's lazy. He works tirelessly every day. It couldn't have been more clear that he had no idea what he was talking about. It couldn't have been more clear that he had no idea what he was talking about. It couldn't have been a more beautiful sunset over the ocean. It couldn't have been a more beautiful sunset over the ocean. It couldn't have been more apparent that she was unhappy in her job. It couldn't have been more apparent that she was unhappy in her job. It couldn't have been more obvious that he was trying to impress her. It couldn't have been more obvious that he was trying to impress her. It couldn't be denied that the team played exceptionally well in the game. It couldn't be denied that the team played exceptionally well in the game. It couldn't have been more frustrating to be stuck in traffic for hours. It couldn't have been more frustrating to be stuck in traffic for hours. It couldn't have been a worse time for his car to break down. It couldn't have been a worse time for his car to break down. It couldn't have been more confusing to read the instructions. It couldn't have been more confusing to read the instructions. It couldn't be denied that she had a talent for painting. It couldn't be denied that she had a talent for painting. It couldn't have been more embarrassing to trip and fall in front of everyone. It couldn't have been more embarrassing to trip and fall in front of everyone. It couldn't have been more obvious that she was the best candidate for the job. It couldn't have been more obvious that she was the best candidate for the job. It couldn't have been a better day for a picnic in the park. It couldn't have been a better day for a picnic in the park. It couldn't be ignored that the company was losing money. It couldn't be ignored that the company was losing money. It couldn't have been more surprising when he proposed to her. It couldn't have been more surprising when he proposed to her. It couldn't have been more disappointing to miss the concert due to a scheduling conflict. It couldn't have been more disappointing to miss the concert due to a scheduling conflict. It couldn't have been a more beautiful wedding ceremony. It couldn't have been a more beautiful wedding ceremony. It couldn't have been more nerve-wracking to give a speech in front of a large audience. It couldn't have been more nerve-wracking to give a speech in front of a large audience. It couldn't have been more frustrating to lose the game in the last few seconds. It couldn't have been more frustrating to lose the game in the last few seconds. It couldn't be more important to get a good night's sleep for your health. It couldn't be more important to get a good night's sleep for your health. It couldn't be more obvious that he's the one who broke the vase. It couldn't be more obvious that he's the one who broke the vase. It couldn't have been more thrilling to go bungee jumping for the first time. It couldn't have been more thrilling to go bungee jumping for the first time. It couldn't have been more satisfying to finish a difficult project. It couldn't have been more satisfying to finish a difficult project. It couldn't have been more obvious that she was hiding something from him. It couldn't have been more obvious that she was hiding something from him. It couldn't have been more evident that the company needed to change its strategy. It couldn't have been more evident that the company needed to change its strategy. It couldn't have been more heartbreaking to hear that his dog had passed away. It couldn't have been more heartbreaking to hear that his dog had passed away. It couldn't have been more confusing to navigate through the unfamiliar city. It couldn't have been more confusing to navigate through the unfamiliar city. It couldn't have been more terrifying to experience a natural disaster. It couldn't have been more terrifying to experience a natural disaster. It couldn't have been more frustrating to deal with a slow internet connection. It couldn't have been more frustrating to deal with a slow internet connection. It couldn't have been more obvious that she was not interested in going on a date with him. It couldn't have been more obvious that she was not interested in going on a date with him. It couldn't have been more clear that he needed to apologize for his mistake. It couldn't have been more clear that he needed to apologize for his mistake. It couldn't have been more disappointing to get a rejection letter from the dream school. It couldn't have been more disappointing to get a rejection letter from the dream school. It couldn't have been more exciting to see the Northern Lights for the first time. It couldn't have been more exciting to see the Northern Lights for the first time. It couldn't have been more shocking to find out that she was pregnant. It couldn't have been more shocking to find out that she was pregnant. It couldn't have been more annoying to deal with a telemarketing call during dinner. It couldn't have been more annoying to deal with a telemarketing call during dinner. It shouldn't take too long to fix the problem. It shouldn't take too long to fix the problem. It shouldn't be too difficult to find a good restaurant around here. It shouldn't be too difficult to find a good restaurant around here. It shouldn't have been hard for him to tell the truth. It shouldn't have been hard for him to tell the truth. It shouldn't matter what other people think. Just be yourself. It shouldn't matter what other people think. Just be yourself. It shouldn't be a big deal if you make a mistake. Just learn from it and move on. It shouldn't be a big deal if you make a mistake. Just learn from it and move on. It shouldn't be too expensive to repair the car. It shouldn't be too expensive to repair the car. It shouldn't take too much time to complete the project. It shouldn't take too much time to complete the project. It shouldn't be too hard to find a good book to read. It shouldn't be too hard to find a good book to read. It shouldn't be too hot outside today. Let's go for a walk. It shouldn't be too hot outside today. Let's go for a walk. It shouldn't be too hard to find a job in this economy. It shouldn't be too hard to find a job in this economy. It shouldn't be a surprise that he didn't show up. He's always late. It shouldn't be a surprise that he didn't show up. He's always late. It shouldn't be too difficult to get a reservation at the restaurant. It shouldn't be too difficult to get a reservation at the restaurant. It shouldn't be too noisy in the park this time of day. It shouldn't be too noisy in the park this time of day. It shouldn't be too hard to find a solution to the problem. It shouldn't be too hard to find a solution to the problem. It shouldn't be too late to catch the last train home. It shouldn't be too late to catch the last train home. It shouldn't be too cold outside. Let's go for a run. It shouldn't be too cold outside. Let's go for a run. It shouldn't be too difficult to learn a new skill if you're motivated. It shouldn't be too difficult to learn a new skill if you're motivated. It shouldn't be too hard to find a gift for her birthday. It shouldn't be too hard to find a gift for her birthday. It shouldn't be too crowded at the museum on a weekday. It shouldn't be too crowded at the museum on a weekday. It shouldn't be too hard to find a quiet place to study. It shouldn't be too hard to find a quiet place to study. It shouldn't be too difficult to save money if you're disciplined. It shouldn't be too difficult to save money if you're disciplined. It shouldn't be too hard to make new friends if you're friendly. It shouldn't be too hard to make new friends if you're friendly. It shouldn't be too late to change your mind about the decision. It shouldn't be too late to change your mind about the decision. It shouldn't be too difficult to find a reliable mechanic for the car. It shouldn't be too difficult to find a reliable mechanic for the car. It shouldn't be too hot in the shade. Let's have a picnic. It shouldn't be too hot in the shade. Let's have a picnic. It shouldn't be too hard to find a good movie to watch. It shouldn't be too hard to find a good movie to watch. It shouldn't be too crowded at the beach this time of year. It shouldn't be too crowded at the beach this time of year. It shouldn't be too difficult to make healthy choices if you're mindful. It shouldn't be too difficult to make healthy choices if you're mindful. It shouldn't be too late to apologize for what you said. It shouldn't be too late to apologize for what you said. It shouldn't be too hard to find a good workout routine that works for you. It shouldn't be too hard to find a good workout routine that works for you. It shouldn't be too noisy in the library during exam week. It shouldn't be too noisy in the library during exam week. It shouldn't be too difficult to find a compromise that works for everyone. It shouldn't be too difficult to find a compromise that works for everyone. It shouldn't be too late to start over and try again. It shouldn't be too late to start over and try again. It shouldn't be too hard to find a pet that fits your lifestyle. It shouldn't be too hard to find a pet that fits your lifestyle. It shouldn't be too expensive to plan a budget-friendly vacation. It shouldn't be too expensive to plan a budget-friendly vacation. It shouldn't be too hard to find a mentor who can guide you. It shouldn't be too hard to find a mentor who can guide you. It shouldn't be too late to pursue your passion and make a change. It shouldn't be too late to pursue your passion and make a change. It shouldn't be too difficult to find a good therapist to talk to. It shouldn't be too difficult to find a good therapist to talk to. It shouldn't be too crowded at the gym in the morning. It shouldn't be too crowded at the gym in the morning. It shouldn't be too hard to find a way to give back to the community. It shouldn't be too hard to find a way to give back to the community. It wouldn't be fair to blame him for the mistake. It wouldn't be fair to blame him for the mistake. It wouldn't be wise to make a decision without all the facts. It wouldn't be wise to make a decision without all the facts. It wouldn't be appropriate to wear jeans to the job interview. It wouldn't be appropriate to wear jeans to the job interview. It wouldn't be possible to complete the project without additional resources. It wouldn't be possible to complete the project without additional resources. It wouldn't be kind to refuse to help someone in need. It wouldn't be kind to refuse to help someone in need. It wouldn't be safe to cross the busy street without looking both ways. It wouldn't be safe to cross the busy street without looking both ways. It wouldn't be ethical to cheat on the exam. It wouldn't be ethical to cheat on the exam. It wouldn't be practical to carry all your luggage on the plane. It wouldn't be practical to carry all your luggage on the plane. It wouldn't be logical to assume that everyone thinks the same way. It wouldn't be logical to assume that everyone thinks the same way. It wouldn't be productive to worry about things outside of your control. It wouldn't be productive to worry about things outside of your control. It wouldn't be worth the risk to invest all your savings in one stock. It wouldn't be worth the risk to invest all your savings in one stock. It wouldn't be polite to interrupt someone while they're speaking. It wouldn't be polite to interrupt someone while they're speaking. It wouldn't be enjoyable to spend the whole day doing something you dislike. It wouldn't be enjoyable to spend the whole day doing something you dislike. It wouldn't be beneficial to skip meals in an attempt to lose weight. It wouldn't be beneficial to skip meals in an attempt to lose weight. It wouldn't be honest to pretend to know something when you don't. It wouldn't be honest to pretend to know something when you don't. It wouldn't be feasible to travel to another country without a passport. It wouldn't be feasible to travel to another country without a passport. It wouldn't be healthy to consume too much sugar on a regular basis. It wouldn't be healthy to consume too much sugar on a regular basis. It wouldn't be smart to drive while under the influence of alcohol. It wouldn't be smart to drive while under the influence of alcohol. It wouldn't be necessary to buy a new phone every year. It wouldn't be necessary to buy a new phone every year. It wouldn't be fair to expect someone else to clean up your mess. It wouldn't be fair to expect someone else to clean up your mess. It wouldn't be wise to make decisions based on emotions alone. It wouldn't be wise to make decisions based on emotions alone. It wouldn't be realistic to expect to become an expert overnight. It wouldn't be realistic to expect to become an expert overnight. It wouldn't be helpful to criticize someone without offering a solution. It wouldn't be helpful to criticize someone without offering a solution. It wouldn't be kind to judge someone without knowing their story. It wouldn't be kind to judge someone without knowing their story. It wouldn't be efficient to complete a task without a plan. It wouldn't be efficient to complete a task without a plan. It wouldn't be appropriate to use offensive language in public. It wouldn't be appropriate to use offensive language in public. It wouldn't be responsible to leave a fire unattended. It wouldn't be responsible to leave a fire unattended. It wouldn't be realistic to expect everyone to agree with you all the time. It wouldn't be realistic to expect everyone to agree with you all the time. It wouldn't be wise to invest in a business without doing research first. It wouldn't be wise to invest in a business without doing research first. It wouldn't be practical to wear high heels for a long hike. It wouldn't be practical to wear high heels for a long hike. It wouldn't be ethical to lie on a job application. It wouldn't be ethical to lie on a job application. It wouldn't be fair to demand someone to do something beyond their capability. It wouldn't be fair to demand someone to do something beyond their capability. It wouldn't be healthy to obsess over your appearance. It wouldn't be healthy to obsess over your appearance. It wouldn't be productive to blame others for your own mistakes. It wouldn't be productive to blame others for your own mistakes. It wouldn't be appropriate to make fun of someone's disability. It wouldn't be appropriate to make fun of someone's disability. It wouldn't be possible to learn a new language in a day. It wouldn't be possible to learn a new language in a day. It wouldn't be considerate to play loud music late at night. It wouldn't be considerate to play loud music late at night. It wouldn't be fair to judge someone based on their appearance. It wouldn't be fair to judge someone based on their appearance. It wouldn't be smart to take a shortcut when you're lost in the woods. It wouldn't be smart to take a shortcut when you're lost in the woods. It wouldn't be necessary to spend a fortune on a wedding. It wouldn't be necessary to spend a fortune on a wedding. I've tried my best to be a good friend to you. I've tried my best to be a good friend to you. I've tried many different diets, but none seem to work for me. I've tried many different diets, but none seem to work for me. I've tried to learn a new language, but I'm struggling with it. I've tried to learn a new language, but I'm struggling with it. I've tried to be patient, but this situation is really testing my limits. I've tried to be patient, but this situation is really testing my limits. I've tried to be more organized, but it's just not in my nature. I've tried to be more organized, but it's just not in my nature. I've tried to quit smoking several times, but it's a hard habit to break. I've tried to quit smoking several times, but it's a hard habit to break. I've tried to be more outgoing, but I'm naturally introverted. I've tried to be more outgoing, but I'm naturally introverted. I've tried to be more assertive, but I don't want to come off as aggressive. I've tried to be more assertive, but I don't want to come off as aggressive. I've tried to be more understanding of others, but sometimes it's difficult. I've tried to be more understanding of others, but sometimes it's difficult. I've tried to be more open-minded, but some things are hard to accept. I've tried to be more open-minded, but some things are hard to accept. I've tried to forgive and forget, but some things are easier said than done. I've tried to forgive and forget, but some things are easier said than done. I've tried to be a good listener, but sometimes my mind wanders. I've tried to be a good listener, but sometimes my mind wanders. I've tried to be less judgmental, but it's a work in progress. I've tried to be less judgmental, but it's a work in progress. I've tried to be more punctual, but I always seem to be running late. I've tried to be more punctual, but I always seem to be running late. I've tried to save money, but there are always unexpected expenses. I've tried to save money, but there are always unexpected expenses. I've tried to be more positive, but it's hard when things aren't going well. I've tried to be more positive, but it's hard when things aren't going well. I've tried to overcome my fear of heights, but it's still a struggle. I've tried to overcome my fear of heights, but it's still a struggle. I've tried to be more patient with my children, but they can be quite challenging. I've tried to be more patient with my children, but they can be quite challenging. I've tried to be more spontaneous, but I'm a planner by nature. I've tried to be more spontaneous, but I'm a planner by nature. I've tried to be more decisive, but sometimes I second guess myself. I've tried to be more decisive, but sometimes I second guess myself. I've tried to be more creative, but I don't feel very artistic. I've tried to be more creative, but I don't feel very artistic. I've tried to be more confident, but I struggle with self-doubt. I've tried to be more confident, but I struggle with self-doubt. I've tried to be more consistent, but I'm easily distracted. I've tried to be more consistent, but I'm easily distracted. I've tried to be more productive, but I get overwhelmed easily. I've tried to be more productive, but I get overwhelmed easily. I've tried to be more independent, but I still rely on others for help. I've tried to be more independent, but I still rely on others for help. I've tried to be more patient with myself, but it's hard not to be self-critical. I've tried to be more patient with myself, but it's hard not to be self-critical. I've tried to be more empathetic, but it's hard to put myself in other people's shoes. I've tried to be more empathetic, but it's hard to put myself in other people's shoes. I've tried to be more disciplined, but I get sidetracked easily. I've tried to be more disciplined, but I get sidetracked easily. I've tried to be more responsible, but I still make mistakes. I've tried to be more responsible, but I still make mistakes. I've tried to be more spontaneous, but I still like to have a plan. I've tried to be more spontaneous, but I still like to have a plan. I've tried to be more organised, but I still have a messy desk. I've tried to be more organised, but I still have a messy desk. I've tried to be more proactive, but I tend to wait for things to happen. I've tried to be more proactive, but I tend to wait for things to happen. I've tried to be more generous, but it's hard to give when you don't have much. I've tried to be more generous, but it's hard to give when you don't have much. I've tried to be more outgoing, but sometimes I just want to be alone. I've tried to be more outgoing, but sometimes I just want to be alone. I've tried to be more accepting of myself, but it's hard not to focus on my flaws. I've tried to be more accepting of myself, but it's hard not to focus on my flaws. I've tried to be more mindful, but my mind is always racing. I've tried to be more mindful, but my mind is always racing. I've tried to be more disciplined with my exercise routine, but I struggle to stay motivated. I've tried to be more disciplined with my exercise routine, but I struggle to stay motivated. I've tried to be more confident in social situations, but I get anxious around new people. I've tried to be more confident in social situations, but I get anxious around new people. I've tried to be more present in the moment, but I'm always thinking about the future. I've tried to be more present in the moment, but I'm always thinking about the future. I've tried to be more understanding of my parents, but we have different values. I've tried to be more understanding of my parents, but we have different values. I've tried to be more attentive to my friends' needs, but sometimes I'm too self-absorbed. I've tried to be more attentive to my friends' needs, but sometimes I'm too self-absorbed. I've tried to be more organised with my finances, but I still struggle to stick to a budget. I've tried to be more organised with my finances, but I still struggle to stick to a budget. I've tried to be more patient with my co-workers, but their habits can be frustrating. I've tried to be more patient with my co-workers, but their habits can be frustrating. I've tried to be more disciplined with my sleep schedule, but sometimes I stay up too late. I've tried to be more disciplined with my sleep schedule, but sometimes I stay up too late. I've tried to be more understanding of cultural differences, but sometimes I still make assumptions. I've tried to be more understanding of cultural differences, but sometimes I still make assumptions. I've tried to be more adventurous with my food choices, but I still prefer familiar flavours. I've tried to be more adventurous with my food choices, but I still prefer familiar flavours. I've tried to be more mindful of my environmental impact, but it's hard to change old habits. I've tried to be more mindful of my environmental impact, but it's hard to change old habits. I've tried to be more patient with my pets, but sometimes they test my patience. I've tried to be more patient with my pets, but sometimes they test my patience. I've tried to be more open to new experiences, but sometimes I prefer my comfort zone. I've tried to be more open to new experiences, but sometimes I prefer my comfort zone. I've tried to be more organised with my daily tasks, but sometimes I still forget things. I've tried to be more organised with my daily tasks, but sometimes I still forget things. I've got a headache and I need to take some medicine. I've got a headache and I need to take some medicine. I've got a lot of work to do today, so I need to focus. I've got a lot of work to do today, so I need to focus. I've got plans to go out with friends this weekend. I've got plans to go out with friends this weekend. I've got a meeting with my boss in an hour. I've got a meeting with my boss in an hour. I've got a feeling that something is going to happen today. I've got a feeling that something is going to happen today. I've got a great idea for a new project. I've got a great idea for a new project. I've got a lot of books to read this month. I've got a lot of books to read this month. I've got a date tonight with someone I met online. I've got a date tonight with someone I met online. I've got a lot of clothes to wash this weekend. I've got a lot of clothes to wash this weekend. I've got a sore throat and I might need to see a doctor. I've got a sore throat and I might need to see a doctor. I've got a lot of experience in this field. I've got a lot of experience in this field. I've got a bad habit of biting my nails. I've got a bad habit of biting my nails. I've got a lot of responsibilities at work. I've got a lot of responsibilities at work. I've got a lot of homework to do tonight. I've got a lot of homework to do tonight. I've got a flight to catch in the morning. I've got a flight to catch in the morning. I've got a project due next week and I need to finish it. I've got a project due next week and I need to finish it. I've got a lot of ideas for my next vacation. I've got a lot of ideas for my next vacation. I've got a family event to attend this weekend. I've got a family event to attend this weekend. I've got a lot of bills to pay this month. I've got a lot of bills to pay this month. I've got a great sense of humour and I love to make people laugh. I've got a great sense of humour and I love to make people laugh. I've got a lot of hobbies that keep me busy. I've got a lot of hobbies that keep me busy. I've got a lot of friends who support me. I've got a lot of friends who support me. I've got a lot of goals that I want to achieve. I've got a lot of goals that I want to achieve. I've got a good memory and I rarely forget things. I've got a good memory and I rarely forget things. I've got a lot of stress in my life right now. I've got a lot of stress in my life right now. I've got a lot of questions about my future. I've got a lot of questions about my future. I've got a lot of admiration for people who work hard. I've got a lot of admiration for people who work hard. I've got a lot of determination to succeed. I've got a lot of determination to succeed. I've got a lot of love for my family and friends. I've got a lot of love for my family and friends. I've got a lot of energy and I'm always on the go. I've got a lot of energy and I'm always on the go. I've got a lot of respect for people who are honest. I've got a lot of respect for people who are honest. I've got a lot of appreciation for art and music. I've got a lot of appreciation for art and music. I've got a lot of interest in different cultures. I've got a lot of interest in different cultures. I've got a lot of curiosity about the world around me. I've got a lot of curiosity about the world around me. I've got a lot of creativity when it comes to solving problems. I've got a lot of creativity when it comes to solving problems. I've got a lot of gratitude for the good things in my life. I've got a lot of gratitude for the good things in my life. I've got a lot of passion for my work. I've got a lot of passion for my work. I've got a lot of ideas for how to improve things. I've got a lot of ideas for how to improve things. I've got a lot of skills that I've developed over the years. I've got a lot of skills that I've developed over the years. I've got a lot of self-discipline when it comes to my health. I've got a lot of self-discipline when it comes to my health. I've got a lot of self-awareness when it comes to my flaws. I've got a lot of self-awareness when it comes to my flaws. I've got a lot of patience with children. I've got a lot of patience with children. I've got a lot of loyalty to my loved ones. I've got a lot of loyalty to my loved ones. I've got a lot of enthusiasm for new experiences. I've got a lot of enthusiasm for new experiences. I've got a lot of appreciation for nature. I've got a lot of appreciation for nature. I've got a lot of respect for people who work in healthcare. I've got a lot of respect for people who work in healthcare. I've got a lot of admiration for people who volunteer their time to help others. I've got a lot of admiration for people who volunteer their time to help others. I've got a lot of interest in science and technology. I've got a lot of interest in science and technology. I've got a lot of compassion for animals. I've got a lot of compassion for animals. I've got a lot of hope for the future, even in uncertain times. I've got a lot of hope for the future, even in uncertain times.